Hi, and today I want to show you another trading robot. In fact, this is my trading robots. This is something which I've been working on for a couple of months with a developer, and I felt this would be a good time to show it to the world. So here it is. So I wanted to work on a trading robot which would last for a longer time frame. So we built this to run longer term. So something you can leave and let it just run. So the back test actually goes back to 2015, and the equity growth chart for 5 and a bit years has been very stable. So this is for MetaTrader 4. It trades the pound yen Forex pair on the 15-minute time frame. And as I mentioned, there's been a 5-year stable back test. And if you look at the equity growth chart here, you can see it's a nice, almost linear growth from left to right. And for it to achieve this, there is an advanced money management system that's been put into place. And I will explain more about this later on in the video. And for the remaining sections of this video, first of all, I want to talk about brokers and VPS and why we should look at that and why it's important. Then we'll actually look at the backtests themselves in a bit more detail. Then I want to talk about the trade mechanics, actually just show you how the trading robot runs and what it does and the features that it does have. And finally, how to install and configure this. Now, if you have seen any of my previous videos, I also talk about brokers and VPS. So in order to get optimal conditions for this to work, I think this is a very important subject. No matter how good the backtests are, depending on the broker, you can get completely different results. And I think it's really important, especially if you're using live funds, to use a regulated broker. I also have made a video on how to select a broker. That should be popping up right now, or you can go to the description box below where I'll drop the link. I'll also put the link to my recommended broker as well there. And why you need VPS. So these are virtual private servers. This means it's a computer that is sitting on the cloud. Typically for tier 1 VPS providers, the computer that you're renting will sit in the same data center as a broker, which means you get very good connectivity speed and you're not worrying about internet outages, which can happen if you're using your home PC. Also, these machines are only running your broker system and won't interfere with you watching YouTube, checking emails, playing games, that kind of thing. So thoroughly recommend VPS if you're serious about doing this. Okay, moving on to the backtest. As I mentioned, we have a 5-year stable equity growth curve. Typically, it's not easy to get a growth curve going back that long, so I think it's a really, really good result. We have a 1.69 profit factor, so on average, every dollar you're risking, you're getting 1.69 back, which I think is good also. And over the 5 years, there's a 12.58 max drawdown. That's with a 10k account on the 0.1 initial lot size. And obviously that is completely configurable, so you can decide to go more or less depending on how much you want to risk or how little you want to risk. Right, and this is the strategy tester results. So as you can see, it is the pound yen pair we're looking at, 15 minutes time frame, and we started this back test on the 2nd of January 2015, and we took it all the way to the 24th of August 2020. Initial lot size is 0.1, and the initial deposit is $10,000, and it's returned almost $14,000 with a profit factor of 1.69. The thing that is interesting is that it has won 77% of its trades, and in total we've got 423 trades. So I worked that out in the 5 years. Its averages one trade every 3 days. So it's not a day trading system. It is more selective in its trades. Typically, you would combine this with other trading robots so that you do get a bit more trading happening. What else is there to say? So you look at the largest profit trade was $1,200. The largest loss trade was $700. So good to see that you get bigger wins, smaller losses. But you can also see there's an average profit trade of 103 versus an average loss trade. So the loss trades are larger than the average profit trades, and that's due to the money management system, which we'll talk about a bit later on. And you've seen the growth curve. It is quite a nice looking chart. There are a couple of dips. You can see the if you look at the size, that's the lot sizes, and the money management does increase for any losing trades to cover any losses. But we'll run through that in the trade mechanics section. So this is the trade mechanics summary, and I'm going to go through it in more detail when I go through the strategy tester in live mode, so you can see all this stuff happening. But what we have is a pending order entry system. So what happens is that the trading system will enter on a pending order, so it doesn't enter market orders where you're prone to slippage. It will look for the ideal entries and set the levels, and it will wait. And that follows on with the time limited order. So what happens is once it sets the orders, there is a time limit for the order to execute. If it doesn't do that in the set time, then the order is cancelled, and then you'll just wait for the next opportunity. However, if the order is triggered and the market starts to move, we capture the profits through trailing stops. So we'll try to capture as much as we can until the market retraces. Okay, so this is a video of the vanilla backtest in visual mode. I mentioned live mode before, but what I meant was visual mode. And this is of the macro trading robot, which we're talking about here on the pound yen, and on the 15 minutes. And I'm going to run this 2015 to 2018. That's what 2020. And we start off with $10,000, and we just click start. And because this is a video, I will forward and I'll stop and start it just to show you. I want to show you what I mentioned in the previous slide, the trade mechanics. The great thing about visual mode is you can actually see how the trading system is working, and it's a good way to understand how a trading system works just by ticking on the visual mode and then running it and letting it run. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole lot because I am going at full speed, and I am finding that I got halfway through this. I got halfway through the timeline, and it was already almost 2 gigs in size, so it was massive. It was so large. But I just want to show you this thing working. So what I've got is obviously running visual mode, and it just ticks through how historically what had happened. Now you'll see these little arrows. These are sell orders. So the ones in red are sell orders. The ones in blue are buy orders, and these little lines here are trailing stops. So if I slow this down for you, let's click on. I'm just going to pause this. So what this means is here, this is a level. So it's looking for a buy. Okay. So if the market shoots up and it triggers this, it will buy. If it, and then I mentioned about time limited order. If it doesn't reach this level by the time limit, then you can see what's here. It closes off. So the opportunity for it to open a trade has gone. So in the minute, if this doesn't shoot up, we will get one of these arrows, which means that the pending order is now closed and we need to wait for our next entry. And likewise, all these ones here, you can see is putting a pending order for each one of these, but none of them triggered in a time required. Let's click on play. So yeah, that didn't work. That pending order failed. Pending order failed. Let's wait for the next one. Okay, that also failed, but that would have been a nice entry. I think it just missed it. Yeah, here we are. Oh, hold on. Let's see what happened there. Okay, let's go back there. So I thought it failed, but it actually did trigger. Oh, actually, what happened here is it failed, but then it opened up another pending order, which then triggered, and then obviously it shut down. And see this this line which matches to that as it went down. So I think if we go back, oops, let's go forward again. Right, that's it. So So that was the closed one, then the open one again. So we then fast forward, so I can move it a little bit forward. No, it's very difficult to control this actually. Pause. So I'll move this back to 140 or so. And if you watch the this little line on that trade when it opens up the trade, you should see there is one, and then it starts moving down. That's the trailing stop. It's probably not the best trade to show out. You want one that has a good move. Okay, trailing stop is there, and then it hits it, and then it closes it. But yeah, I can't. It didn't move enough for it to go down. But obviously, the stop would have been right at the top here at some point. So what I do want to show you is a trailing stop, and you should be able to see this red line moving. That will depend on a large move. So there you are. Did you see that? I don't know if you saw that. There, this was quite a big move here, and that trailing stop was actually up there, and it moved down, and it actually did hit target. And this is always a bit sort of delayed, but you can see the profit. So far we've had 3 trades in profit. One was quite significant, so you can see it was 150. And the second one, because of the trailing stop, it captured a bit of profit, but not much. And then the profit, which the trade which we saw just now, that went from almost 150 again. So you can look at this and you can watch it all the way through. You can watch this going on. But if I just fast forward, you can see this curve. You can see how it grows. It goes up. See, there's a nice little curve going up. There's another one when it closed. And you see that. So I mean, you can see how. I'm not going to go through a whole lot, but I just want to show you that it is a nice linear graph going up. There are a few dips here, and you can see here there are some. So what it does is, if it gets a losing trade, the next trade is double the size of the previous trade. So go from 0.1. If you set the initial lot size to be 0.1, then go for 0.2, and then 0.2. If there's another losing trade, it goes to 0.4, then 0.8, and if it gets past 0.8, then it resets. So then you will get a loss. You get a loss like here, but then hopefully the next trade will bring it back up. And because it's a video, it'd be ideally be good if I can just click on the results, and we can look at how this is working and how this works in terms of trade size. So that'll be something that if you're running the back test yourself, you can do and see. You can see most of these trades are all pending orders that don't actually hit the that don't activate. We're waiting for a breakout, so this is a breakout strategy. It's waiting for a breakout within a time frame. If it doesn't hit it, then it moves on to the next one. And a very successful strategy. 5 and a bit years so far, and it's been profitable, which is why I wanted to show this to you. I think it's a very good strategy, assuming that your broker can execute the same way. We discussed this earlier. So yeah, I'm going to just, I mean, this is sort of halfway here actually. I didn't film the whole lot, but yeah, I'm going to just terminate that for here. But you can, if you want to run this for yourself, if you're interested in this trading robot, run the back test in visual mode. You can watch through the whole lot. It was 1.5 hours going through the visual mode here, which I let run in the background and recorded it so I could film this video for you. But in total, if you wanted the whole lot from 2015 to present day, it would be about 3 hours to run. But you could also run it off the visual mode and just look at the results at the end. Okay. So the recommended lot size for this trading robot is 0.1 lot for $10,000. You saw in the back test that actually amounted to a 12% drawdown. Now, if that's too high, obviously you can wind that down, or if you're prepared to take more risk for more profit, you can wind it up. So yeah, it's really up to you. It's really up to you and your risk parameters. Now, the other thing is to understand how this money management system works on this trading robot. So as I mentioned, the initial lot size is what it will start trading at. So if you set it at 0.1, then the first trade will be 0.1 lot size, and it will keep doing that. Every time it wins, it will just say, right, okay, next lot size is 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. It doesn't grow, it doesn't become more as your equity grows. But what happens if it does lose is that it will then double the lot size for the next trade. So first trade, 0.1 lot. If it loses, the next trade will be 0.2. And if it loses again, it will double that. So that will become 0.4. And if it loses that again, that will become 0.8. Now it does stop at lot size 1. So if it loses the 0.8 lot trade, then it will reset and it will reset at 0.1 lot. So your next trade will become 0.1 lot, and it will mean that there will be a dip in your equity curve. So if you look at the backtest, you'll see a couple of these dips, and that is probably when the 0.8 lot size trade had lost. You see it looks like quite a big dip, but overall you've got to look at this longer term. Overall, this should win and make you profit in longer term. Yeah, so just really want you to understand that money management, I think it's really important that you do back test and try this for yourself in demo mode perhaps, just so that you are completely understand and are comfortable with how this works. Install and config. This is where I show you how to install and configure this. As I mentioned, this is something that I've been working on, and you can download it from this website, https://algoforex.club/portfolio/macro, which is MAKRO -GBPJPY -M15. Now, if you look at the bottom of this video, I should be able to provide some discount codes so you can order this at a good discount. So do check that out if you do want to buy it. In terms of configuration, unlike previous videos, no set file is required. All the optimization is done and embedded into the trading robot. All you need to do is figure out which lot size is right for you, for your account, and also for your margin, of course. So you need to work that out, and then you're ready to go. And finally, thank you for watching. I hope this has been useful to you. If you have any comments, queries, or any other questions, please drop them in the comments and we'll get back to you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. It just keeps me going. Thank you very much, and see you at the next video.